Good morning and welcome to our webinar. I'm Erwin Walters, our product specialist here at Aventune. Now, who is Aventune? Well, let me tell you. Aventune is a global cloud service solution provider. Our company operates as two distinct businesses. Genio Cloud, a self-service business suite, and Powwow, a orchestration platform. But today, we're going to focus on our Genio Cloud Analysis solution, which is an integral part of our Genio Cloud suite, which also includes an ERP and a document management system. Throughout the presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to write them down, and at the end, we'll have a Q&A. Now, let's continue with our demonstration. On today's agenda, we're going to discuss business intelligence and predictive analytics. We're going to talk about our solution called Genio Cloud Analysis, and we're going to talk about how business intelligence can relate to the manufacturing plants and how Genio Cloud Analysis, our solution, can help you with your manufacturing plants to be more efficient. And then at the end, we're going to have our Q&A. Business intelligence. What is it? Well, business intelligence is using your data to provide you with the insight and the ability to make informed decisions. Decisions that will positively impact your day-to-day operations, growth, and performance, help you find problems quicker and easier, and of course, identify trends to help you see into the future. So now that we're talking about seeing into the future, it's not always so clear. Our data is muddled. It's sitting somewhere in a repository that could be in one country and in a different country in several formats, whether that be in a spreadsheet or in a relational database such as SQL Server or Oracle. Well, what we need is a solution to help organize all this, bring this into one spot so that you can get an idea of exactly what's happening. Genio Cloud Analysis is that solution. And what our solution can do for you is help collect that data that sits all over and in different locations and bring it together and become that one source of truth. We can provide real-time data visualizations through customized reports and dashboards. In-memory analysis. Well, what does in-memory analysis do? It gives you the ability to get your data quick. Self-serve reporting and scheduling. Well, self-serve. Now, this is something that we like to say we help you do better. Well, with self-serve, we want to reduce your reliance on IT. This way, IT can do what IT is meant to do. And this way you can have your data much faster and much quicker. No need to figure out what you need and then send off an email to IT and then have IT then email back the report to you and then you share it out. Why go through all of this when we can have you get that data yourself, create the reports you want to see, visualize the data the way you want to see it, and share it with specific individuals. Analysis is easy to use. Easy to use means high adoption rates. High adoption rates means that you have more people in your company utilizing your data and getting an understanding of what's happening. Fast implementation. From the time you have no knowledge about what's happening and the confusion to the time that analysis is there and running and giving you what you need, our implementation is quick. Security and certified data centers. Well, if we're talking about data, we have to talk about security. We don't need everybody accessing financial records or human resource records. When you create a report or a dashboard within our solution, you and only you have access to it. If you wish to share it, that's easy to do. And then of course you have that added layer of physical security with us being located in certified data centers. We're scalable and we have a flexible configuration. So You may start off with a 5-person operation, but quickly you hope to scale up to hundreds, maybe even thousands of employees. No matter what the number, we will be there. Analysis can get you your information just as quickly as when you had 5 people to the day you have 1,000. And of course, we are easily accessible from a variety of different devices, whether it be your laptop or your mobile phone. And of course, we don't encourage driving and reading, so please pull over when you decide to check your reports through your mobile phone. So we've talked about the fact that Genial Cloud Analysis can connect and bring everything together. And we do so very easily with some predefined connectors that we already have set up and waiting for you to use. And these connectors can help you use different data sources such as spreadsheets, text files, relational databases like SQL Server, and even some of your social networks with Facebook and Twitter. You can take your sources and your data that are located in all these different areas, and again, as we mentioned earlier, bring it together, give you that one UI to look at, that one location to go to get your information and easily share it amongst others. Genial Cloud Analysis is innovation without complexity. Genial Cloud Analysis is always on, always tracking, always monitoring, always listening, always watching. Together, this equals always learning for you and your employees. Okay. Now, we were going to narrow the scope of what we've been discussing. We talked about Genial Cloud Analysis and the fact that it can relate to any sort of vertical, whether that be the medical industry or the financial industry, but we're going to narrow the scope down to how Genial Cloud Analysis can help within the manufacturing industry. Okay, so as we all know, in manufacturing, the upkeep of equipment is essential to the bottom line. Just as important is understanding how to distribute your people resources and maintain the proper inventory levels, which are all key to running a smooth operation. Your data holds vast amounts of details and hidden trends, all of which can help provide you with answers and predict things, for example, like when does the next machine part need to be changed? Plant managers need to understand how to show and how to eliminate unscheduled downtime caused by equipment failure. Increase production capacity of your plant. Identify top failing machines in your plant. Predict failure patterns of your equipment and identify the cause of the problems. And build an effective maintenance schedule. All of these things together will help your plant manager, and not just the plant manager, but the team, to be proactive. Yes. So you can be a proactive planner instead of doing reactive planning. This kind of planning will help reduce equipment downtime, control inventory costs, and keep your team ahead of the curve. Okay. Now, we've discussed about how our application in theory can help you with getting your plant up and running smoothly and continue to run smoothly and help it grow. Why don't we get into a demonstration and show you how we can do this for you? Okay, and we're going to, in one moment, bring this into view. There we go. We mentioned security. Well, I need to supply a username. Oops, and I need to learn how to spell. A username and password. And that brings us right in. Don't wish to save that. And in a moment, our analysis solution will appear. As you just saw, I had to log in, and I guess I mentioned before, this is part of the security. Now, as you could notice, this is a browser-based application, and we talked about the fact earlier that you have access from a variety of different devices. With our UI, what we've tried to do is to maintain some sort of consistency between our analysis application, our ERP, our CRM, and our document management system, and our workflows. This way, if you work with one solution and you move into the other solution, you feel comfortable and everything is quite intuitive and, as we said, easy to use. Okay, so here's our taskbar. And you can see there's a few functions that we have, and we're going to go through some of them, not necessarily all, but we're going to go through some of the more important ones. Okay, so we mentioned connections, and we talked about the fact that your connection is to the data source. That's where your data is being held. It's being held in some kind of repository somewhere, and that repository could be the spreadsheet, and it could be the database. Either way, we'll find a way, and we can connect. Now, once we've connected to this source, we want to create what we refer to as a model. And the whole idea behind the model is I have questions that need to be answered. Okay, my data just sitting there is just fine and dandy, but there's a reason that I want to look into my data. What I want to understand is what piece of equipment has broken down? What parts are being replaced the most frequently? What are the number of hours my maintenance people are spending working on particular machines? And who's working on the most work orders? Okay, well, these are several questions that I'd like to be answered. I've already connected to the correct database or data source that will give me some of those details. And then next, what I intend to do is select the columns that should give me that information. So here I can click off severity, and maybe I want to know when that work order was created, who fixed it, where it was located, the machines. It sounds like all of these columns here would help supply me with some great answer. So I can just click this star, select all of them, and as you can see down here, the information, or at least the columns, show up. Okay, so we've created the data model. Now the data model is going to be the base of what we're going to do next. And what we're going to do next is the visualization. This is where the exciting part comes up. This is where the eye candy is. And we have several different ways to visualize our data and also analyze. You can do this through what we refer to as a view. Now, if you're accustomed to a pivot grid using within Excel, then you can use our view, but it's far more powerful than just your regular Excel pivot grid. You can add graphs very quickly. You can do groupings very quickly. We also have your typical reports, which I'm sure most of us are used to and accustomed to seeing. But what we want to do is we want to get into the dashboards. Okay. And we want to keep in mind as I'm working through this that there are particular questions that, we want to answer and we want to build upon. Like I said, we connected to a particular data source. In this case, it was SQL Server, a SQL Server database. I selected the data that I believe is going to answer my questions. And now I'm going to build a dashboard. Now I'm going to open a dashboard that's previously been somewhat put together by myself earlier. And it's going to pull data. And it's going to pull data from the model that I created earlier, that you saw me create earlier. And here it's loaded. Okay, we're in edit mode, and this way you can see that we have a variety of different objects that can be used, or widgets that can be used to add to the screen to help you get an understanding of what's happening. So let's talk about what we see here. In this bar graph, we have, and I've named it orders versus severity. You can see that this is the number of orders. And when we talk about the number of orders, I'm referring to the number of work orders. So you have the maintenance staff, they fill out an order, and the order might contain a bunch of bits of valuable information, the machine, the part that's been replaced, and maybe in some cases the cost. Okay, but this is the number of orders that have been put up, that have been entered over a particular period of time. I believe the time is 5 years in this case here, and this is the severity of the case, from high to high medium to the machine not functioning. And that is a serious one here. We want to understand, why would the machine not be functioning? And you can see, you can quickly just hover over that bar graph and like 615 different work orders when a machine was not functioning. That's interesting to know. And this might be in details you didn't know. But when we throw it here into this graph, it's instant. You instantly see it, and you instantly can figure out and draw more details onto what's happening. Okay, you can see we have here, the employee or number of orders by a particular employee, and it looks like employee 25 has 252 work orders. They may deserve a bonus. Okay, these are all the kind of things we can use it for, and different departments will have different uses for it. So while I'm in edit mode, why don't we show you how quickly it is to add another piece of information? Maybe I want to know the total work orders broken up by the year, and I want to make it a pie chart. So I'm going to click on the pie chart, and I'm going to add, let's see, I want, as I mentioned before, to know the number of work orders. And I want to count the number of work orders, not add them. I want to count them. And I want to break it down by the year. And you know what? I want to make this I want to drill down. I don't want to just know about year. I want to maybe get into the month. So what we're going to do here very quickly, I'm going to turn this into a drill down. I'm going to go back up here to my source, and now I'm going to add the fact that I would like to, where we are here, add the month, and I would like to go on to, actually, I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to add the month this way, because I'd like to see the month name. I don't want to just see the the number. So we're going to add the month. And I'm going to drill down even to one further level, and let's have a look at the day. Okay. And there we go, day of week. Perfect. All right. So what I've done very quickly, and let's go into preview mode. What I've done in less than 2 minutes, and again, not requiring a technical person, not requiring IT, I've added a pie chart that gives me the breakdown. I have it in percentage. We could easily change this to a number of count of the work orders over the years. So, but not only that, I can drill down. So let's take a look deeper into 2015. And as you know, we broke it down by month. And if you observe the other widgets on the form, you will see that they also drill down. They also further filter. So now the information for that floor manager, for the plant manager, or for any other employee that you want to have access to this can see quickly that in the year 2015, the number of orders that were non-functioning was at the number of 121. Okay, and then at the bottom here with the bubble chart, you can see the number of orders by machine, and this is the top 10, has also filtered specifically for 2015, and it lets me know this particular machine, 411, had 38 work orders against it in that particular year, the highest of all machines in the plant. You can derive a lot of things from that information. We could also create this so that we can drill further down to understand which specific piece of equipment was changed, how often that piece of equipment was changed. Maybe we need to get back and find out something about from the supplier in terms of, are we maintaining this correctly? Who knows? Okay, and as you know, we can drill down one step further and have a look at which days things seem to have the most work orders worked on. You can draw anything from that kind of information. And again, the other widgets on the screen have also drilled down to give you the specifics of that particular, October 2015, what happened during those days, on these days. Now I'm going to just drill back up because I wanted to show you this other neat little filter that we have here. And this is over here to the right, this stacked bar. And this is a range filter, and it's quite neat. And what can happen, or what happens here, is you can see we start at 2013 and we go to 2018. And the stacks colors are representing the number of orders broken down by the plants. So if you have 7 plants, 10 plants, whatever, you can see that each color will represent a particular plant and the number of orders. Now, again, we can take a look and we immediately see that, 2016 and 2017, what's happening here? Well, why don't we just specifically key in on that range? Well, to do that, I select there, drag and drop over. Go to 2018, drag and drop over. Again, Observe as the other widgets now filter down to only give me details about what's happened from 2016 to 2017. And even the new graph pie chart that I added drills down. I didn't have to select anything special. By default, it'll drill down and give me that information. All of this was done quickly and easily. All of this was done without necessarily having highly technical knowledge and not requiring the use of IT. Again, leaving IT to then manage the resources that we want them to handle. Fantastic, quick and easy, high adoption rates, easy to use. Okay, great. Now, this was our demonstration on our analytics tool. And, I'm just going to end off by just letting you know that, nowadays what's quite popular is the machine learning and AI. And we do offer that as well. So we offer the gamut. If you want to be more advanced, if you have more advanced user, maybe you have a data scientist on board, our solution will also work for you. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, thank you for paying attention to that quick demonstration. What I'm going to have a quick look here and see if there's anything that someone may like to talk about. And what we're going to do then is move on, continue to move on. Okay. So as I mentioned, with our solution analysis, it's going to supply you with what you need to understand your data. And from what's happening now in today's world, we all know that data management is the key to moving forward. Okay. We would like to invite you to visit our website at juniorcloud.com and try any of our solutions for free. And of course, if you have any other questions and want further demos, more details, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be glad and happy to give you more information.